I hope that was scary enough for all of you. For all those who said I was not scary enough. So today's meeting, you all know the theme is all about Halloween. Before I begin, there's one small change in the agenda. We don't have Tarek with us today, so our timer will be Toastmaster Ronald. And Nasir was supposed to be here, but he's late. So is anyone else willing to take up the role of the fine timer?
Our veteran Sudha.
Sudha is actually master. Anyone else who isn't? Amit, are you ready to take up the role of the fine timer?
Not today.
Not today. Anupama?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I'm having a very hot place.
I'm very glad to see all of you here today. Thank you all the role players for taking up your roles. And now, you all know about Halloween. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Halloween?
Murder. Blood.
Blood.
The young generation.
Scary stuff.
And the children who had knocked the door.
Candies. Candies.
Trick or treat.
Exactly. Pumpkin carving.
The devils.
But do you know all how this originated, where this festival has come up from?
Only Hari will know.
So the origin of Halloween, it began almost more than 2,000 years ago in ancient Celtic Ireland, where they celebrated the festival of Samhain. Samhain is another meaning for summer's end. And it was believed that during this time, the line between the living and the dead blurred. And that's why the dead came back as ghosts on this day. What people would do back then is that leave food and wine at their doorsteps for those ghosts. And even before leaving their houses, they would wear masks so that they would blend in with the ghosts and no one could differentiate them as humans. So that's why the whole idea of dressing up in costumes began. Now, in the 8th century, the Christian church, they decided to change some of the rituals of Halloween, Samhain, and they named this day as All Hallows Day. So basically, they honored all saints and martyrs on this day, which is 1st of November, was celebrated as All Hallows Day. The night before that was known as All Hallows Eve, and that's why we have the name today, Halloween. So 31st October is celebrated as Halloween. All these rituals, they generated in the ancient parts of Ireland and mainly in the England regions. How did this festival gain so much popularity in the West, mainly in the US? It started off in the 19th century when America witnessed a lot of immigrants from Ireland and England. And that is why they brought their traditions to America. And now it's become such a popular festival that it's second most celebrated after Christmas, and it generates more than $6 billion annually, this festival. Moving along with our meeting, the first role player today we have is our word master. And I asked her one question. Which Halloween costume would you dress up in if you're going for a Halloween party? And this was the reply. I would wear a costume that I wouldn't in the normal course and something in which no one could recognize her. So let's all put our hands together to welcome our word master. So once Jack invited a devil to have a drink with him, and after the drink gets over, he don't have money to pay for it. So Jack, being clever enough, tricks the devil to convert himself into a coin. Now, being true to his name, he doesn't use the coin to pay for the drinks, but keeps the coin for himself in his pocket and puts a silver cross next to the coin, so that the devil can never convert himself back. Eventually, over the years, Jack agrees to free the devil on one condition, that the devil would no longer trouble him. And so the devil is freed, and the devil does not bug Jack anymore. As time passes, Jack passes away. Now, because Jack was associated with the devil, God did not want to let him into heaven. And the devil, being irritated with Jack's behavior, does not let Jack into hell. So Jack is left to roam around the earth on his own. And he was given one coal, lighted coal by the devil to guide his way into darkness. And he put that into a turnip, and that's how we get the name Jack O'Lantern. So in Ireland, the tradition is to put out turnips and not pumpkins. But when US being the native, being the land of pumpkin, they carve their pumpkins, and that's how we get carved pumpkins. Now moving on to the most. Does anyone know why orange and black are the colors that are associated with Halloween? We take a guess on black at least.
Darkness.
Right, darkness.
More in
Orange, anyone?
Light.
Pumpkin.
Light.
No.
Light.
Okay.
Goes better in the night.
Yeah, that's
Like the color of the sun before the sun sets in white darkness.
You're sort of close, with orange being the time, the color we use orange is because the whole Halloween festival is based on the summer's end and the harvest fall. And that's why we have the color orange and the color black associated. Black is for darkness and orange is for the harvest fall. Moving on, our next speaker for the day, he was seated together. So why do we see witches are always flying on brooms or anything to do with brooms?
Floating?
No, it's because witches were believed to be really poor and the broom would help them walk, so they would use it as a walking stick. That's why we had the association of witches and brooms. Our next session I made. So, Scottish girls, they believed that if they hung a wet sheet in front of the fire on Halloween night, they would be able to see the image of their future husband. It was also believed that some girls, if they would run down the stairs at midnight on Halloween and look into a mirror, they would be able to see their boyfriend's face. I don't know about finding a future husband, that is definitely creepy. Moving on, we have the evaluations now for the project speaker.